Hi! So yeah, this is I guess me, Emi Lo, and I am unfortunately Emi Lo. I am a voice actor. You might know me for Lucy from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Suma from Demon Slayer, Sawatari from Chainsaw Man, Rena from Higurashi, Columbina from Genshin Impact, and a bunch of other stuff that I don't remember off the top of my head right now because I'm tired. Yay! Anyway, so this is basically going to be like a Q&A. So you guys can line up and ask any question within reason. And if there are no questions, I'm just going to start rambling about cats. So you can whenever you want. Otherwise, I'll just hide here.
So if everyone can line up, like starting behind the camera, going back so we don't block it, and then I'm going to come through and just double check everybody so we don't get duplicates. So folks who want to ask a question, please line up, and then I'll have you all step up one at a time to actually ask. Please, more people step up.
I was going to ask her, because she plays Kate in Shadow House, how she would give John her confession.
Okay, there it is.
I was just going to ask you how they ended up auditioning for the role.
So, you play Kate in Shadow House?
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure we all know John. So my question is, when we get to that moment, how would you confess as Kate to John?
Kate to John. I feel like, she's so awkward. I think the way that she would say, she would confess to someone would like me to like say that they're not like absolutely terrible. No, I'm kidding. That, you know, God. Just by doing small things, I think, and like just a sweet little gesture and like pretty understated, probably, yeah. And then John would probably like cry and pass out or whatever.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Hello. It wasn't obvious enough, I really like Cyberpunk. I just wanted to ask, how was it that, did you audition for the role of Lucy, or how did you find out about Cyberpunk itself? Was there anything in particular that interested you about the role?
Okay, so when I first got the audition, it was just like, they didn't say it was based off of Cyberpunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like we just got, they were just like, yeah, it's these are the characters, and we didn't even get their actual names at that point.
Wow.
So like I ended up reading for Lucy, Kiwi, and Rebecca.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so, and then like, so I read for them, and you know, you just let it go. A few months later, more than a few months, they were like, hey, we'd like to have a callback. And then at that point, they gave me like some of the script to read, and like with video and stuff like that. So then I was like, oh, it's a trigger thing, it's this and this, yeah. And then like, right after I sent in that call back, like 2 days later, they were like, great, can you come to LA to record at the end of the week? So,
Wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty crazy, and I just jumped in head first.
I assume that you really enjoyed the character.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Probably one of my favorites. Thank you.
Thank you.
You did a great job, by the way.
Thank you. Hello.
I just want to say I really love your work in Buddy Daddies.
Thanks.
What has been your favorite part voicing for Mirai, and your favorite part overall in general?
My favorite part voicing Mirai is that we will record 5-minute chunks at a time, because there's just it's just a stream. The stuff just doesn't stop. So we're just like, okay, let's find a stopping point. Okay, let's just go to the end of the episode. So like, she just has so much energy, and like, I get very, very physical in the booth. I know Sean was trying to videotape me doing the monkey's banana, because like I was actually like pretending I was holding the thing and stuff like that. But he accidentally pressed his home hit stop while he was trying to record. But yeah, it's a fun workout. Sometimes I'll eat like Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Honey Nut Cheerios that they just have at Crunchyroll, and I'll just make like a little bowl, and I'll be like eating it during the session, and I just stuff in my face to get enough sugar into my body. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. She's just so
I love her so much.
Yeah, she's hilarious, and like Yeah, she has like those little moments here and there where she has insight and stuff, and I just love all her faces, and it's just great.
And also, how was it doing older Mirai? Or like that 1 second thing?
So that like weird accent just like slipped out while I was doing the line, and then Sean was like, "Oh, we're leaning into it." So then he started rewriting parts of the script, and it's just, yeah, I love older media. I was looking forward to recording that part just because it's so different and just screaming and yeah.
I was looking forward to that so much. You did a great job on that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
See ya.
Hello.
So my question for you is: you voiced Rinku in the English Up for Deeper DJ.
Yes.
Have you played the game any? And if so, do you have any other characters that you're a fan of besides Rinku?
So I haven't played the game, but I do have other characters I'm a fan of.
Okay.
My absolute aesthetic, the That Is Me character is Aoi. I love Rondo. They're my favorite band from D4DJ. I listen to their singles all the time. And yeah, so Rondo's just like that visual K aesthetic is just so good.
Rondo is amazing, so I do not believe
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
they get such good songs to cover
They
too.
do, they do.
Oh my god. Like I love Happy Around a lot, but I wish they got better songs to cover.
I'm a Mermaid fan, so I understand.
Yeah, right? It's always like Pinky and Photon Maiden and Rondo get the really good songs.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. So my question is, when I guess auditioning for a character, this is kind of going to lead into like a part 2 kind of question. Do they come to you or do you go to them?
So I have an agent, and my agent sends me auditions.
Okay. So then, what made you decide to audition for Rena from Higurashi?
I love Higurashi. I've followed it since I was like in middle school or high school, whenever, I think it was high school. When the original was like out with the visual novels and everything. And honestly, my psychotic laugh is based off of Rena from the Japanese in the original version. So I've been doing that laugh for over a decade, or like 15 years at this point. So yeah, being able to so when I got the auditions for Higurashi, it was like, you know, maybe like the one I have most chance for is like Rika or something. I'll just read and submit, and then when I got the casting notification for Rena, I just cried. Because I just love her so much. She's such a good girl.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing well, thank you. So I wanted to ask, do you prefer playing characters that are more serious or emotional, or do you prefer the silly comedic characters?
I mean, it really depends how much depth each one has. Because like, you can have a totally emotionless character go through like a serious character arc and have like really poignant moments, or they can be completely bland. Or you can have like a silly character that's just there for comedy relief and never does anything that gives them any depth. Or you can have like a comedy relief character that like actually is just trying to hide some sort of sadness or something, and then so that's like really that's really satisfying to play. So like so I love both of them as long as they have like as long as there's something I can dig into.
Right, there's
Yeah.
no depth.
Yeah.
And a follow-up question is, what character that you voiced that was the most emotional? Just off top.
I think Lucy from Edgerunners because I've cried in sessions before, but while recording that last episode, all I was thinking about was how I would feel if I lost my husband, and that's one of like the biggest fears in my life. So I was like I was like bawling, and like I remember the director was like, yeah, I'm sorry to ask for another take while you're like this. And you can breathe and stuff like that, and that was like at 9 a.m. So like, that was like, that was also because like I recorded that whole series in a week. So it was It was already a lot. And well, a week and one day, I went to a con, and then I came back and flew directly to LA from the con and finished the series. So yeah, it was just, I was already like at the end of my rope from being tired, and then I had to do that session, and I was just like utterly broken.
Yeah, I can imagine that is a lot. Yeah, no, I cried too.
Yeah, it's insane.
I'm sorry, but thanks.
Thank you, you did an excellent performance.
Thank you. All right, anybody else, or are we gonna start talking about how cute my cat is?
Show us the cat.
Well, you can't really see it here, but it's my pop socket on my phone. He's a little gray Siberian. His name is Noctis, and he is very fluffy. And he gets groomed once every month and a half because a year ago in June, he had surgery because he had a blockage from his fur. So now we are like, okay, we have to like shave his tummy sometimes and like make sure like we give him all the little hairball stuff because he doesn't spit out hairballs. So we have to take care of that and make sure he's all okay. So now when he gets his sanitary trim, it looks like he has like little chaps. And so like when I'm patting him, I'll be like fluffy, fluffy, fluffy chaps. And my like husband will you just hear him like laughing from upstairs. But yeah, it's such a very good kitty cat, and I love him very much, and he's hypoallergenic. So if you're allergic to cats and want a fluffy cat, get a Siberian. I have gotten 3 people to get Siberians that way. You should get a cat.
Tell my landlord.
Oh, your landlord has no soul.
They considered
Like
it.
most landlords.
They considered it. When we asked them, like, hold on, let's talk about it. They at least considered it.
I guess the last tenants had cats, ruined the carpet.
Oh, yeah, carpet can be hard. Yeah, all of our flooring is vinyl or whatever, so.
We were allowed for K-jams, so she convinced me to get fancy rats.
Yeah, pet rats.
You should get like a chinchilla.
They live a long time. Yeah, they live like crazy.
Yeah, they're really cute. They're super cute.
So, my ex
I love them.
Oh, great. Now everything okay.
Hello.
I just remembered that you also voiced Shuten Douji.
Yes.
Fake Grand Order. How was that?
Well, when I got the casting notification, they were like, hey, we've cast you in Fake Grand Carnival as the role of Helena Blavatsky. And I was like, okay. So like, and then like I go, and then the actual like booking email the day before when they sent the scripts, they're like, you're playing Helena Blavatsky and also Shuten Douji. And I'm like, why isn't it like the opposite? That was like a surprise to me, and I was like, oh my god, I love Shuten, because she is my drunk Oni, and yeah, she's just, I love Aoi Yuki. She's just an incredible actress, like, and just being in the booth and be like, and it's just like that lazy, fun, trolling nature, and I have Shuten in my fake game. And I like to use her as well as caster Shuten and stuff. So, it like just fate in general, I love a lot. So it was just yeah.
Thank you.
So cats, does anybody here have cats?
Hey.
Good. Start naming your cats. Starting from this side.
I have 5 cats. I have Mama Bailey. She's absolutely cute. She has like full mustache, and she's the cutest thing ever. And I have Mr. Lipstick.
Oh my god.
So once you know black lipsticks, I'm like, you know, what's your name now? And then I have Fuzzy, just a really big fluff ball, the super sweetest thing ever. And then I have Jill, just a flat cat, super sweet, super pretty girl. And then I have Callie, who is a tortoiseshell, biggest attitude, but the biggest sweetheart at the same time.
Oh, I all felt so precious. All right, next person. Yeah, just speak up.
Sure, I got 6 cats.
Whoa.
I had 12 before.
Oh my god.
You want to talk about that? Mama cat, completely black cat, named Luna after Sailor Moon. Her sons' names are Luigi and Peach. after Mario Brothers. Funny story, I thought Peach was a girl, that's why he has that name. Then I have 3 others. His name is Leo, after, I think everyone was black with this part. Ghost Stories. Leo!
Oh my god! I love Ghost Stories.
I named it after that. I watched Ghost Stories for the first time, and ever since I heard that, Leo, I was like, that's his name. Gotta know it. Then his sister is named Estelle, because she looks like, pastel-colored pencils and all that. And then, I think that this is my odd name for this one, because I thought she was a girl as well. Turns out it's a boy. So I used to want to name her after Fiona from Shrek, but when I found out it was a boy, I was like, nah, let's just drop that F off and go with Fiona.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. And they're the 3. They're all ginger, the ones that I have last name, and then Luigi and Peach. They're black and white calicos.
Oh, so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Who else raised their hand and wants to think? Yeah.
I got one cat. Her name's Vivi. She's a black cat, nice little green eyes. I can also personally attest to the whole cats can ruin carpets thing.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, like I have to keep her medicated basically all the time, or else she'll end up going on the floor.
Oh no, poor baby.
And she's also unfortunately way smarter and stupider than she used to be.
Oh.
Because at the old apartment that we used to live at, she ended up figuring out how doors work.
Oh.
But the doors only had doorknobs, so she would jump up at the doorknobs and try to grab them to try and turn them to get out of the door.
Oh no.
And because of that, the last time we left an apartment, the entire doorknob of my bedroom was just covered in scratch marks of her jumping at it.
Oh. Yeah, Noctis only knows how to push. But he has learned that the doorknob does something. But sometimes when I'm recording, oh my god, he will go into the room across the hall, because I record in a closet in one of the rooms. And he'll go to the room across the hall, and he'll hear me through the air return. And then so I'll be recording, and then I hear thump, 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 as he tries to dig in through the air return, and meow, meow. And I'm like, oh my god, I have a session right. And once he managed to get into the room with the closet, then I just hear meow, and I'm like in a session, and I'm just like, cat face, and the client was like, cat face. And it's like I'm like I have to text my husband to get the cat, and he gave it, and you heard him being like, oh my cat face, so weird. Anyone else? Yes.
All my cats. We have our original cats that live with us, and my brother-in-law's cats. And our cats are Valentino, Rose, Sophie, and Angelica. And my brother-in-law's cats are these really bigger cats. So we're kind of trying to integrate them right now. Their names are Apple, Clara, and Mirai. Yeah, we used to have a lot of cats and something.
Yeah, I remember you had a lot of them.
Yeah.
That was a while ago, though.
Mm-hmm.
And yours? Yes.
So I have one very large, and by large I mean fat, British shell. Her name is Princess Caroline. She's named after the character from BoJack Horseman. And I wish I could say she knew how to push doors, but she's not intelligent at all. So she will just sit at the door and just stare and just scream until you open the door, even if it's cracked. She will not even try and push it. And one other fun fact I have about her is I stole her from my neighbor because my neighbor was neglecting her.
Oh, well, she's very lucky to have you.
She cuddles in bed with me every morning now.
Yes!
So
Snuggles time is very important. Noctis is very snuggly. Yes.
A cat that we used to have, her name's Abby, and she used to be with her parents, with her 2 other cats, her brother and her mother. The amount of anxiety that this cat had was astronomical. So we brought her into the place that we used to live in New York, and she immediately opened up very vocal, very curious, still a scaredy cat. And for some reason, she had a very interesting quirk where she would pee in the box, but not poop in it. She'd poop right outside the entrance of it.
Oh my god.
Or right next to it.
Oh, I had this problem at my parents' house, and just in the forbidden, we could not figure out why.
We tried different litter, we tried different, any trick that you could find on the internet or a vet would suggest, we tried it.
No.
The cat, she hated the litter box. She thought that it wasn't royal enough. So that was a little bit annoying, and every now and again, she just wouldn't shut up in terms of meowing.
Oh.
But I remember when I'd be watching TV or kind of at night, or playing video games, she'd just come over and she'd look at me like, what? She just meows back at me like, what? And she just pushes her way across my arms and just lays right on my lap as I'm just like, okay. I still tried to play, and she kept trying to like grab my hand, like, yes, I acknowledge your existence. She's an adorable cat though.
Yeah, Noctis does that too, and I'll be like lying down with my phone or something, and then he'll just come up, use his head, bat the phone out of the way, and then just like fly right here. He's like, no, you're not allowed to be on the phone.
On your screen now.
Exactly. So when we play video games at night, Zach puts his legs up onto like an ottoman, and then whenever that happens, Catface immediately walks over, looks, jumps up on the legs, and just like full length of his legs.
When you said it actually reminded me back when I was in high school, when I had two cats. There was one cat that we had, Marisol, and when I would sit on the couch right next to the armrest, I would be playing my Xbox, and she would literally just come up and she would just wedge herself right between my leg and the armrest and just lay there while I was playing. Just wedge herself between me and the couch.
We don't deserve pets. Really don't. Does anybody else have any questions or anything? Or I don't know what else to talk about.
I prepared some, so.
Anything that you recommend to watch?
What do I recommend to watch? I mean, Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
There's a cooldown period after you watch it once.
That is true. Yeah, you just might need like a lot of tissues and maybe alcohol.
You want to talk about maybe how you got started in acting and then voiceover?
Sure. It's pretty boring, but I've like acted my whole life, but I actually went to college for piano, and then I got a master's degree in piano. And then I was going to go to get a doctorate so I could teach at like a university level. And they were all too expensive, even though I got accepted, because they don't give scholarships.
Oh.
For doctorates. Isn't that wild? Because the thing is, like, with piano, like, there will be foreign students who will be willing to pay full price. So why give money when there's going to be somebody who will take your spot?
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, and I was like, what do I do with my life now? And then I started working at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City. And it destroyed me because the patients were absolutely terrible to me. A lot of them, because they would guilt me whenever the surgeon that I worked for would like go off to like Italy or something, and I would have to reschedule their appointments. So after that, I was like, great, and I ended up in the ER. And after that, I was like, you know what? I want to become a voice actor. I want to like actually pursue voice acting now because I wanted to before. And I took a class in Texas, in Dallas, and I let the teacher listen to my demo, and he was like, I could totally see you working here. And so I told my husband, I was like, I want to move to Dallas and work in voiceover, and he's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, and he's like, let me find a job. So a few months later, we moved down to Dallas, and I started sent my demo to like Funimation, and auditioned for stuff, and took classes, and in 2019, I got called in for my first time.
Oh, that's awesome. I've actually thought about trying to pursue something like that, because I do DMing for Dungeons and Dragons, and I love engrossing myself in different characters. It's really fun.
do most of your recording at home now, or do you still go into the studio?
So most of my anime work, all the stuff that's from Crunchyroll, basically, is done in studio. You have to be in studio for it. But some of my other like video game work and LA-based anime stuff, I do remotely from home. All auditions are done from my closet. Sometimes with cat.
Is it like a spacious closet?
No. No, I can't even go like this in there.
Oh,
And it's like, I don't think anybody except me would be able to record in that closet, to be honest. So I'm very lucky, and it's full of plushies and stuff like that. And yeah, they're great at absorbing the sound. But like, an audition story was once I was recording an audition, and the line was like, "Is this the cry of warriors?" And then I hear from outside, "Meow!"
That was actually going to be a question. Do you do a lot of like loud voice lines to where being in that closet helps, or maybe just not at all helps with the sound?
I'm lucky enough to live in a house on a corner lot. So I haven't gotten the police called on me yet, which is great because I play a lot of psychopaths.
I imagine that may be a rather interesting call.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I remember you mentioning earlier about a character from an anime that you wanted to voice over at some point. Is there any particular character that you would like to voice, like in the ongoing franchise, either like in a reboot or at some point down the road?
I mean, if she never had a voice actor, my dream role would be Lena Inverse from Slayers. Because I just love Slayers. But as far as a character, or Kino from Kino's Journey. But yeah, such a good series. The novels, oh my god, incredible. But as far as like something that hasn't, like if there's a franchise that's ongoing right now that I would love to be in, it would be like Digimon or Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Problem. So yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, like stuff from my childhood, basically. Always. Yes, Ben.
Was it really weird voicing Ayano from Henseki? It was that's the weirdest thing probably voiced.
It was pretty awkward. I have voiced worse. Yeah, unfortunately. But I mean, you know, she was fun. She doesn't get like really weird until like the end of that episode. Yeah, it was. The whole show was weird, man. I mean, sometimes you just like turn the brain off.
What show is this?
Hensky, my character in it, has like a smell fetish.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, she seems like the perfect like class president and stuff like that until suddenly she like drugs the guy.
There's always the perfect class presidents.
Right?
That's what it could be.
So what's like the most rewarding thing about voice acting, and what's the most challenging thing about it?
The most rewarding thing is just to be able to play in that space and like to be in shows that I love, and yeah, just being able to do the work. The most challenging is to not get too attached to things you auditioned for that you really like, because like I've auditioned for so many things that I would have like killed to book. And you know, you get really depressed. So yeah, that's definitely the hardest part. Another hardest part is that you are always looking for your next job. So it's always like, I'm never gonna work again. But yeah.
I have another question. Outside of the voice acting and you mentioned piano, are there any other like hobbies that you really kind of like have a massive passion in?
I mean, I love playing video games. I also cosplay I haven't done that as much lately, but I used to cosplay all the time. And I love urban exploration. Exploring ruins, incredible. There's a lot less of it to do in Texas. I miss being in the Northeast because there's just so much up here to explore.
Gettysburg.
Like, I mean, there's a lot even in like New York. Like abandoned mansions or like villages that like burned down or old bunkers and stuff like that. Yeah, it's so great.
You ever hear about Centralia?
Yes!
Which I went through a couple years ago, but I never actually, they have it closed down now because it's very much a risk.
Yeah.
Because sinkholes and all that, but really wild place.
Yeah, I know in like Maryland, they're closed up, I think, insane asylums that look like they were just like frozen in time. They're like medical records just like all over the place and stuff. Even like near where my parents live in Delaware, there was this factory, and they're tearing down most of it now. But there was like an old art building there that I did some photo shoots in. That was like really cool and had like binders full of like documents just like strewn around and like holes in the ground, and I love all that stuff. And besides that, I like sleeping. Yeah, that's great. I also love snacking. I feel like a great day is when like my cat is on my lap, I have a glass of wine and like some pita chips and cheese and like video games.
That sounds like a vibe.
When I used to do like Twitch streaming of like piano recitals, and whenever I do them at conventions, I always have a glass of wine next to me. It really helps.
I actually have another question.
Yeah.
So, one of my friends, she really wanted to become a YouTuber, but she was unfortunately unable to come today. But I asked her if there was a question that she wanted to ask you. And this might be a little complicated, but how would you interpret Lucy's ending and how it compares to Kiwi in terms of fulfillment of character?
Lucy, honestly, I find her ending to be really tragic. Because like, yeah, she got onto the moon, but at what cost? And that's not even really her dream anymore. Like the dream is so metaphorical, and now she's on the moon, and it's basically like Amazon world, like as in like Disney World, but like owned by Amazon. And it's like it's not even an escape, because like it's so commercialized, and like, honestly, if there were anything, like, to continue her story, she would just be traumatized the whole time. It's, because, like, well, actually, I don't know if you've heard this, but, like, the ending was supposed to be a lot worse. Trigger was like, no, it has to at least have, like, some semblance of a bit of a happy ending. And CD Projekt Red was like, but come on, like...
Who was pushing for that? CDPR?
Wanted it worse, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So the tragic ending we got is the happy ending. So yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Good lord, I can't even imagine that.
Right. Yes.
Speaking of Cyberpunk, personally, some of the decisions that David made, honestly, really pissed me off sometimes, and I kept seeing it in the perspective of Lucy whenever he made some of the decisions, because Lucy would constantly say, David, don't do this, David, don't do that, proceeds to do this and that. So, what were your opinions on David's decisions?
One, he was an idiot. Two, it was it's also just really tragic because it shows addiction. He was very addicted to just being someone special, and also with all the implants, he just like, he got the first one, he wanted more and more and more, and it was never going to be enough. So like, yeah, it really shows how tragic that is. So at the same time, while I think he was really dumb, I also realized that like it probably like he probably felt something was missing unless he was trying to get the newest thing or better himself in that way. So yeah, it's very difficult to watch because you know what's going to happen. You know it's not going to turn out well, and like that's really there's no rehab here. It's just and Lucy's character is there to like she knows all this is happening too, and she knows that she can't stop him. Yeah, like even when she tells them to or like puts the foot down, you know, he just. I feel like with David there is that layer of insecurity he has, so he's not chasing his high. It's just he's just not there.
Thank you.
A slightly later note. What is your current favorite game to play right now?
Right now, my favorite game to play. Well, we're currently like replaying through all the Zelda games, and so we're on Wind Waker, and I just love Wind Waker so much. It's such a good game. But like, besides that, I just love open world games.
Yes.
And so like, I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The plot is the characters are kind of like but I love doing all the quests and battling and fighting all the enemies and just like wandering around. And I think I finished all the quests and I just kind of like lost interest in finishing the story. And so that was another really great one. And I think I can always just go back to Breath of the Wild.
I picked it up again last week just to get some more stuff done.
Yeah, I have like 700 Korok seeds at this point.
Oh.
So like I'm still going through.
We have 190 more to go or something?
Yeah. Until I can just like get my wonderful reward. So yeah. Another like different game that I really like right now, but I rage quit on currently, is Tunic. It's an indie game.
Oh yeah.
It's gorgeous. What I really love about it is it doesn't handhold you at all. Actually, the in-game language is not English. It is just a bunch of runes. So you go into this world and you literally have no idea what you're doing. The first sign you see, cannot read it. So you just wander around until, oh, okay, this is a thing. And you don't know what a save is until you like have to like try it. You don't know what any of the items do until you try them. You don't know how to upgrade your stuff until you go, okay, let's try pressing this button, let's do this, and let's do this. So it's really great. But I rage quit at this one point because like I lost, there's this one part of the level game where you lose all of your upgrades and all your health upgrades and stuff like that, and then there's like an enemy rush. And like, you know, you get like 1 shot or 2 shot because you don't have anything. And yeah, I was just like, you know what, not right now. I don't need this negativity in my life right now as I proceed to play Nier Automata.
Yeah, that's full circle, going back to the depression.
Anything else? Yes.
If you could pick 2 of your characters that you voiced to meet, who would they be and how would it go?
Okay, so like if Rena from Higurashi met Muti, she would take her home. She is so cute, and you want to take her home, and there would be no murder involved because there's enough sad stuff in Muti's life. I am not ready for episode 11.
Oh.
That airs today. I am not ready for episode 11. Like, what was it? I recorded episode 10 yesterday, but like a few days before that, the scriptwriter Ben Phillips, he was like, he saw me in the halls and he's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought this was a comedy.
What show is this?
Buddy Daddies.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
It's so good.
Buddy Daddies.
Oh, is that the Spy Family and Not Spy Family?
It's completely different
because it's gay dads.
Yeah, because it's like 2 assassins who basically heal through raising the little girl.
Okay, so it sounds like Buddy Daddies.
Yeah, probably more like that. But like the thing is, like but there's like the element of guilt in there. Like, are they really able to bring somebody into their family like that? And also, they are very, very ill-equipped to deal with a 4-year-old girl that is not psychic like Anya. Because like, yeah, the thing about Anya is like they all know things and they're all hiding things, and nobody's hiding anything in Buddy Daddies. They all know each other, and they're all just trying to bond and create a family.
Well, that sounds wholesome as hell.
Yeah, and like she's like an actual, basically, I saw this great like summary of it. It's like a show where the creators have met actual 4-year-olds, but the main characters have not. Because the writers actually in Japan, they had them spend time at a preschool.
Oh god.
So yeah, Miri is obnoxious in that adorable 4-year-old way where they create chaos. It's not like that perfect anime child, you know, where you can leave them alone and then they'll raise themselves.
Yeah.
Go up and save the world when no one's looking.
Exactly. No, Miri actually does like overturn the whole house when they leave her behind once. So yeah, it's just a wonderful, like, it's PA Works. PA Works always does an incredible job, and like it's wholesome, but also like it really touches your heart. So yeah. Yes, Ben.
Since you did episode 10, what do you think of her mom in that episode?
You know, there's something going on. It's super suspicious. But also at the same time, I feel like her mom is just like at the end of her rope. You know, like she was breaking when you first saw her in episode 3. And at this point, she's broken. Yes.
Kind of a random question. Has there ever been because you end up looking at the scripts and all that, you pretty much know more or less what the plot is going forward, so you get the character in that. Has there ever been a certain point, like a turning point in any of those roles, that you weren't expecting them to take that turn for that character? And you had to kind of like adapt to that?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think of characters I've played. I mean, the shows have taken points, like again, Buddy Daddies. It went from a comedy to like, what is going on? Why am I crying? I mean, with Cyberpunk, she went from like kind of like the more devil may care like character to someone who was just very caring and like, and you know, she was still like face queen the whole time, but like at the same time, she softened up a lot.
Yeah.
We really got to see her more intimate and what's it called? Words. I know words. Her more vulnerable moments. Yeah, when I first like came in for, I expected her to be more like, you know, like the Faye Valentine, just kind of like shoot things, take names. But at the same time, they also told me going in that this doesn't end well. So I had that at least like keeping it up. I didn't know if I lived or died. But I mean, if CD Projekt Red had their way, everybody would be dead. But
I gotta say, as much as I love them, I'm glad that they didn't go that route with the anime.
yeah.
I'm like, at least there's something.
Yeah, right? You have to dream a little bit.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I stopped watching The Walking Dead.
Anyone else ever done on time? Yes.
Alright, talk about it. Is there any upcoming projects you're allowed to let us know about or no?
Upcoming that I'm allowed to let you know about. I don't think so. I mean, there's like that fitness game that I did for like Chunsoft for the Switch, but like No, everything else is NDA. I mean, I have like a small little announcement I'm doing that I'm tweeting tomorrow. And there's another project that I'll be announcing in 3 weeks. But besides that, both of which I'm like, I just want to talk about them already. But yeah.
Actually, probably coming from his other question, do you read, like, when you get a character, like, and they're like, you're going to play this character, do you read the material that, like, not script or anything, like, do you read the manga ahead so you can get, like, more input?
Yeah, I'll look them up and stuff like that, but often I don't know what I'm going in for.
Back to the question, is there a character that died that has actually, like, affected you in your personal life? Like, oh, that really messed me up.
I mean, the thing is, most of my favorite characters end up dead.
Oh.
So,
don't like anybody?
I know, right? Character that died that really affected me. Not off the top of my head, I mean, at the same time, I'm like the kind of person that if like an animal I know died, I would probably cry more. I'm sure there's somebody, I just don't remember them right now.
Best character you voice acted?
What?
Best character you voice acted?
I don't know, they're all my children. I love them. They're all so different too, you know? I just feel like I've been so lucky to like voice like all the best girls. So I feel like I don't want to like play any of them. They're all so good. I want to take them all home. How much time do we have?
We got another, just under 15.
What?
Just under 15.
Oh, is it nap time? It's nap time, yeah.
Are you able to hear your, anything from Higurashi and voice acting?
Am I allowed to what?
Give us some Rena screaming or something like that? Or psychoticness or anything?
Do we need to move back a row?
I love her. She's such a good girl.
She's not.
Well, you know, she did everything to protect her family. And there were drugs involved.
Ignore that part.
I mean, you know, she's like she took the drugs on purpose. There's a little syringe.
This is from Higurashi?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I need to watch Higurashi now.
It's really good. It's like, it's time loop, and there are question arcs and answer arcs.
Okay. You're not going to want to watch that. James time stuff.
Yeah, because they keep repeating like a few days in summer.
Steins Gate, I hadn't talked her into
So you wouldn't be into summertime rendering either, which is also very good.
Okay, sometimes they're good, but it takes a lot to get through it because it's very anxiety.
Yeah.
Inducing.
Yeah, basically it's like Higurashi is in like 4 episode arcs. They start all happy, you know, school, blah, 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 and then murder.
At least it wasn't like the second season of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Oh, Endless 8?
Suffered through everything except that crap.
Summertime rendering, I really wish Disney Plus didn't put that in jail, because like, for a lot of people who watched it, it was their anime of the year.
Disney Plus, like, did
They just did not release it for months and months. Yeah. Yeah, I started recording that back in like July when it was originally airing. They didn't release it until like December, January. It's crazy. Yeah, it's January or something. Yes!
Are you going to be playing that Silent Hill game by the Higurashi creator?
Oh, absolutely. I'm on audition for that. Yeah, it gives me more Fatal Frame vibes, and I love Fatal Frame. So.
Is there any characters you auditioned for but didn't get?
Oh, plenty.
Any off the top of your head? Or you're not allowed to share that?
I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to share them, so I probably shouldn't.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, this might get into a little bit of spoiler territory, actually. Does anybody not want to get spoiled in Higurashi? Okay.
Now, okay.
I'll try to be non-spoilery as possible. The ending of Sotsu. I'm assuming you. Yeah. The ending of Sotsu. Me and my friend had a debate on who of the two main ones was right, whose decision or like thought process was more like is valid or justified. Now I think about it, it's really might be a little tough to actually talk about that.
Honestly, I thought they were both wrong, and they just needed to talk. Because once they talked, it was fine. Like I get, Satoko went through a bunch of crap, but like she's still really spoiled. And, she needed to learn to let things go. Like, yeah, like, I just thought, like, just doing all of this for that purpose was really dumb. I hope you're not a Satoko fan, and if you are, I'm sorry.
Trust me, I love Rena.
Okay, good. You have taste. No.
Thank you.
Which twin from Higurashi do you prefer?
I think I would prefer Neon. Because actually maybe I prefer Shion. Because Shion is just so cutthroat. And like, but Neon is like big sis vibes, but so is Shion. But like, Shion I feel is more, she's a little bit more compelling as a character, just because I feel like there are higher stakes for her. And she's better at hiding who she is. So I think that just makes her more interesting. And now I have that, do you know Yashiro-sama? Yes, Hinakizawa, stuck in my head. I can't believe that's an official song. It's like the voice actor of Keiichi and the voice actor of one of the policemen. It's like, it's just singing like, do you know Yashiro-sama? Yes, Hinamizawa. I kill you, you kill me. No, Hinamizawa. Hinamizawa is the town that they live in. And Oyashiro-sama is like the town deity. So yeah.
That sounds like these are the voice actors who did that. That sounds like what Orlando Bloom did with Miss Legolas. They're taking the outside.
Oh my god.
I had that play for me again earlier this week at my work, and it's been in my head on repeat.
Oh my god.
You're welcome for that.
Oh man. When I think about how old these things are, I'm like,
Children's love.
Anything else, or should we like wrap up? Oh yes.
Aside from you mentioning the loss of one earlier, is there anything you do to make yourself like in the groove if you're doing like a recording?
Oh, in the groove for a recording. No, just drag myself out of bed and go, okay, it's time.
Break harder.
Why?
I have not yet tried it. But, and you also have your hand up? Yeah, feel free to come up.
This is going to be a little long, but has anyone not seen or finished watching Edgerunners? No? Okay. Just probably one I came here like 15 minutes ago. Which character death affected you most at Edgerunners? If you watched it, or just curious.
Most. Me.
My girlfriend else, but she didn't watch Edgerunners for like a week after Maine.
Yeah, I mean, like, he was just such a wonderful mentor character. And just the way he went out was just, because like I feel like they built him up the most, and you know, actually gave his death the attention it needed. You know, like David, I saw it coming, so I like steeled my heart for that throughout the whole time recording. But like, yeah, I just, yeah, definitely me.
Personally, I think either Kiwi or Rebecca.
Rebecca's I felt was so pointless. Yeah. So that's why it didn't hit me as much. And then people memed it, like with like the coaster and the Atom Smasher like mug, which you put on a flattened coaster, like it's like a gag at this point.
That was a blink and you miss it.
Exactly.
And I was like, what?
Yeah, it took me way by surprise. Wait, what?
There was way too much happening at that moment, and just like that. Well, I guarantee you that was CDPR saying, "Trigger, this is what we do to your little waifu characters. We're not dealing with that."
All I ever remember about that scene is seeing the part where Atom Smasher was about to come down top of her, and all the meme videos of her just stand up and die, like sliding out of the way of it.
She's small enough, the shotgun blasts her backwards. I don't know.
Yes.
First, are you heavy on FGO? Do you play that heavy, or is it like an on and off?
It's the only game on my phone besides Pokemon Go.
So then, something that me and my friends like to do is, because the global version is almost like 2 years behind the Japanese version, we like to plan ahead and make a roadmap of who we want and base our port spending, depending on all that. Do you have a roadmap to yourself? Is there someone that you're looking forward to in these next 2 years?
I feel like most of the people I've wanted, I've already gotten. Except I'm still trying to get Voyager. Just like can't seem to get Voyager for some reason. Like, you know, I've noticed you don't really see like the after Castoria, that was like the big one that like a lot of people saved for. I mean, there is the fairies and stuff like that coming up. I'm gonna roll for them probably. Let's see. Okay, I was trying to get Ibuki Doji, and like I couldn't get her, which really pissed me off because like after I started and then I rolled for other banners, and then I got like those people on like the first roll. So like my husband just keeps calling them like Muramasa calls him the accidental Ibuki Doji, and also like a bunch of other ones. I'm just like, stop it. Like, yeah. What about you?
I just finished, I think, my last summoning session. I think it was a Karen or Amor from the Valentine's event. And once I finished up with her, my next stop is Avalon, with Morgan Faye, all the fairies.
What I want, yeah.
I'm definitely saving for all that, so I'm going to have a huge session there since I've got a good bit of time. But yeah.
Yeah, I still want to get more copies of Arthur Pendragon because he's my husband. My actual husband does realize that. He knows that he is behind Arthur Pendragon and Kaito Kid, so it's fine. He has cosplayed Gilgamesh because his sister cosplayed Saber, and his sister is 5'9" and needed somebody taller than her to cosplay Gilgamesh, and he's 6'4". So.
I'll do it.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for joining me. I'll have signings later today, 6 p.m. for VIP and 8 p.m. for regular signings. Just come say hi, and yeah.
Thank you.
Yay, I have a lot of Lucy prints.
Hello.
That's, I'm always tired. I might have a hyperthyroidism. Yeah, totally. Thank you for asking. Nice to meet you. Thanks, yes. I love your detail. Thank you. Yeah, but that's good concert. Oh, yeah.
This is my friend. Yeah. You guys have a good rest of your time.
Thank you again.
Yeah, sure.
It's a few that told me so much.
Have a good day.
You too.
Are you gonna have any Columbina friends?
Yes.
You are? Awesome. Thank you.
Yes. Pressing the nap time.
find out what I get paid. Feels nice to have a lot of matches.
Oh, yeah. Interested in what's play Magic. Which you play Magic in college. No. So like if you literally would just play in the cafeteria, and you do the same thing here. So you guys have a problem or something? No. So a lot of friends.
Bring a truck or anything? Yeah, so about the same. I can't get it. I mean, I don't know. What, like, 9 I don't know. I guess I could.
If nothing else, I'll give it out to everybody here. Hello.